We live in a world that praises constant activity. Busy has become a badge of honor. We answer emails the moment they arrive, jump between tasks, and equate a packed calendar with productivity. But what if this relentless busyness is precisely what's holding us back from our greatest achievements? Most people operate in a state of fragmented attention, reacting to every ping, every demand, every superficial urgency. They're like a powerful river, constantly diverted into 1,000 shallow streams, never quite building the force to carve a grand canyon. Today, we're going to challenge this modern myth of perpetual motion. We'll uncover the profound truth understood by the world's most innovative thinkers, prolific creators, and impactful leaders. True impact doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what truly matters, with unwavering, uninterrupted focus. This isn't about working longer hours. It's about working smarter, deeper, and with surgical precision. We're going to explore how to create deep work anchors in your day, protected zones of intense, undistracted concentration that allow you to produce exceptional results in significantly less time. Are you ready to cut through the noise and reclaim your power to create? Let's dive into the quiet revolution of deep work. In the information age, our most precious commodity isn't time, isn't money, it's attention. Yet, most of us treat our attention like an endless, cheap resource, constantly squandering it on trivial distractions. We allow our focus to be hijacked by notifications, fleeting headlines, and the digital equivalent of shiny objects. Think of your attention as a powerful laser beam. When it's scattered, diffused, and constantly jumping from one surface to another, it can't burn through anything. It simply creates a diffused, weak light. But when that same laser beam is concentrated, focused, and aimed at a single point, it can cut through steel. Your mind works exactly the same way. The illusion of multitasking is one of the greatest traps of our time. Studies have repeatedly shown that true multitasking is a myth. What we call multitasking is actually rapid task switching, where your brain frantically jumps between different activities, incurring a switching cost each time. This cognitive overhead drains your energy, reduces your accuracy, and drastically diminishes the quality of your output. Consider this. A study by the University of California, Irvine, found that office workers are interrupted on average every 11 minutes and take an average of 23 minutes to return to the original task. Imagine the cumulative time lost. Another research from Microsoft showed that it takes people an average of 15 minutes to regain their deep focus after checking an email or instant message. The truly effective understand that attention is finite and precious. They don't react to every notification. They protect their focus as if it were pure gold. They know that superficial work is easy to do, but deep work, the kind that moves mountains, solves complex problems, and creates true value, demands an unbroken chain of concentration. Your first step in building a deep work anchor is recognizing the scarcity of your attention. Stop treating it like a limitless resource. Start guarding it fiercely, because in a world of endless distractions, uninterrupted focus is your ultimate competitive advantage. Once you acknowledge the preciousness of your attention, the next logical step is to intentionally carve out time for it. This is where the concept of the deep work anchor comes to life. It's not about finding extra time. It's about creating and protecting dedicated blocks for your most important, cognitively demanding work. Most people approach their day reactively, letting meetings, emails, and immediate demands dictate their schedule. They fit their important work into the leftover scraps of time, if at all. But the masters of productivity, the high performers, they flip this script entirely. They proactively schedule their deep work first. Think of it like this. If you want to write a profound book, you don't just hope for an hour to appear. You block out specific, non-negotiable hours every single day or week for writing, and you guard those hours with your life. This is the time block imperative. Here's how to implement it. Identify your peak performance. Windows. Are you a morning person? An evening owl? Pinpoint the times when your mental energy is highest and designate those for deep work. Schedule non-negotiable blocks. Open your calendar and actually schedule your deep work sessions. Treat these like critical meetings you absolutely cannot miss. Start small, perhaps 60 to 90 minutes. Define your deep work task. Before entering the block, know exactly what single, high-leverage task you will be working on. Don't waste precious deep work time deciding what to do. So, eliminate distractions. This is non-negotiable. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, put your phone in another room, close your office door, or go to a quiet location. Communicate to colleagues or family that you are unavailable during this time. The power of the deep work anchor isn't just about the time spent. It's about the unbroken chain of concentration it allows. When you're not constantly switching contexts, your brain can dive deeper, connect more ideas, and solve problems more creatively. This isn't just about getting things done. It's about producing exceptional, high-quality output. When you commit to time blocking your deep work, you're not just organizing your calendar. You're organizing your mind for breakthrough performance. Just as an athlete doesn't sprint without warming up, or a musician doesn't perform without tuning their instrument, you shouldn't jump into deep work without priming your brain for intensity. This is the ritual of readiness, a short, consistent sequence that signals to your mind, it's time to focus. This pre-deep work ritual acts as a mental bridge, smoothly transitioning you from the chaos of everyday life into a state of heightened concentration. It minimizes the friction of starting, making it easier to consistently enter your deep work blocks. Your ritual can be simple, yet powerful. The launch sequence. Before you even sit down for your deep work, establish a mini routine. Maybe it's making a specific type of tea, listening to a particular focus-inducing music track, or doing a few minutes of deep breathing. This consistent trigger tells your brain, okay, now we switch modes. Review your deep work task. Briefly review the specific task you're about to tackle. This eliminates decision fatigue and ensures you hit the ground running. Visual gatekeeping. Physically or mentally close the door on distractions. This might mean placing your phone in a drawer, closing your email client, or putting a "Do Not Disturb" sign on your physical door. Think of it like building a mental fortress. You're fortifying the walls of your attention, preparing to defend against internal and external intruders. This isn't about magical thinking. It's about conditioning your brain. Over time, your mind will associate this ritual with intense focus, making it easier and faster to drop into a deep work state. The greatest achievements aren't fueled by random bursts of inspiration, but by consistent, disciplined access to your peak mental performance. Your ritual of readiness is the key to unlocking that access day after day. We often think of productivity as relentless pushing, but the truly effective understand that sustained deep work demands equally intentional recovery. You can't run a marathon at sprint pace indefinitely without burning out. Your brain, like any high-performance muscle, needs periods of intentional rest and rejuvenation. Most people either neglect recovery entirely, pushing themselves to the brink, or they recover by mindlessly scrolling social media or watching passive entertainment. While these activities might feel relaxing, they often keep your brain in a state of low-level distraction, preventing true cognitive rest. The recovery principle isn't about laziness. It's about optimizing your mental energy for the next deep work session. It's the counterpoint to intensity, ensuring your well of focus doesn't run dry. Here's how to implement intentional recovery. Scheduled breaks. Don't just work until you're exhausted. Schedule short, genuine breaks away from your screens and work environment. Take a walk, stretch, listen to music, or engage in a non-work-related activity that truly disconnects your mind. Even 10 to 15 minutes can make a significant difference. Nature immersion. Science increasingly shows the restorative power of nature. Spending time outdoors, even a short walk in a park, can reduce mental fatigue and improve focus. Mindful disconnection. At the end of your workday, create a clear shutdown ritual. This could be writing a to-do list for tomorrow, cleaning your workspace, or reviewing your accomplishments. This signals to your brain that work is done, allowing you to fully disengage. Quality sleep. This is non-negotiable. Deep work drains cognitive resources, And sleep is when your brain repairs itself and consolidates information. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Think of your brain as a finite battery. Every deep work session consumes a significant amount of its charge. Without intentional quality recovery, you'll constantly operate on fumes, leading to decreased performance, increased errors, and eventual burnout. The world's most prolific creators aren't just good at working hard, they're masters of strategic restoration. By embracing the recovery principle, you ensure your capacity for deep work isn't just a fleeting spark, but a sustained, powerful flame, allowing you to consistently produce your best work day after day. Deep work isn't a fixed destination. It's a dynamic practice that you constantly refine. The path to mastery is rarely linear. It's built on a continuous feedback loop of experimentation, observation, and adjustment. Most people try a new productivity technique for a few days, abandon it if it's not perfect, and then jump to the next shiny object. But the true masters of deep work treat their process like a scientific experiment. They're constantly observing, measuring, and tweaking to optimize their flow. Over the next 200 days, become a student of your own focus. Ask yourself, when was I most focused today? What were the conditions? What distracted me the most? How can I proactively eliminate that distraction next time? How long can I realistically sustain deep focus before needing a break? What ritual genuinely helps me transition into a deep work state? What type of tasks benefit most from deep work versus shallow work? This isn't about self-criticism. It's about self-awareness and strategic improvement. By regularly reflecting on your deep work sessions, you gain invaluable insights into your own unique working style, your triggers, and your optimal conditions for peak performance. Implement a simple, deep work journal or a quick mental review at the end of each session. Time spent. How long was your uninterrupted block? Task accomplished. What did you achieve? Focus level, 1 to 10. How deep was your concentration? Distractions encountered. What pulled you away? Besai. Next steps, less adjustments. What will you do differently tomorrow? This continuous feedback loop allows you to make incremental adjustments that compound into massive improvements over time. It transforms deep work from a theoretical concept into a personalized, powerful engine for your success. Remember, what gets measured gets improved. Your commitment to refining your deep work process is a commitment to continuous mastery, propelling you towards levels of achievement you once thought impossible. So, the choice is clear. Will you continue to be tossed by the waves of distraction, perpetually busy but rarely impactful? Or will you choose to become an architect of your own focus, dedicating protected blocks of time to the work that truly matters? The world around us will continue to accelerate, to demand, to distract. But you, equipped with the principles of deep work, can choose a different path. You can choose to cut through the noise, to cultivate a profound inner stillness, and to build a legacy not just of activity, but of uninterrupted, meaningful creation. Your most important work isn't done in the margins of a fragmented day. It's forged in the deep work anchors you consciously set. These aren't just productivity hacks. They are acts of self-leadership. They are how you reclaim your time, your energy, and your true creative power. Start today. Identify your first deep work anchor, eliminate the distractions, prime your brain, work intensely, and then recover fully. This is the rhythm of true mastery. This is how you don't just survive in a busy world, but thrive as a prolific, impactful creator. Your greatest work awaits your deepest focus.